Good evening, friends, and welcome to a very exciting session here on Thursday. And in today's session, we'll be talking about more on the CJP protest, and we are exposing the modus of operandi, the funding, and how various elements, various outfits, various powers across the world they're trying to destabilize India, and how it is being done so, how various Bollywood actors are joining in, how various opposition political parties are joining in, how various sources of income are joining in. So we'll be discussing all that and much, much more in today's session. Welcome. Welcome, Sunita. Welcome, each and everyone. And make sure to hit the hype and like button. So, friends, like we discussed earlier, yesterday, just recently, the so-called protest of the students. I wouldn't call them students; they are goons, and they are, they don't have any shame. They are gundas. They assaulted, female journalists. They assaulted female policemen. And now, what is very interesting is, friends, I would like to show you this. After RPS, Naxals, Commies, Congress, SP, Jihadis, Khalistanis, now conversion cabal is joining the CJP. I have said this from the beginning. It has nothing to do with NEET or anything. This is about the FCRA funding. So this is a person called Arun. He has tweeted, and it is very, very apt. And regime change, nothing else. So you can see that, different groups are now joining in who are, they are have their own agenda, and you can see how it is nothing to do with NEET. It has got to do with the FCRA funding. So all the cockroaches are coming out. Also, this is a very, very shocking revelation. The delivery boy of one of the food delivery companies, he bought food to the CJP protest at Jantar Mantar revealed, I delivered 10 food orders all by myself. The money for all of them came from Germany, Dubai, and Saudi Arabia. All of these orders were placed by Indians. So, who is the money? Who is funding them from Germany, Dubai, and Saudi Arabia? All these companies like Zomato, Swiggy should be held accountable. They should show to the NIA, how these things are happening. And I do feel that it is a national security concern. So another piece of news I would like to, alert to you is that now Mr. Pannu, the Gurpreet Singh Pannu, has claimed that he held a Zoom meeting with the leaders of the Cockroach Janata Party. He also allegedly offered nearly 10 crore rupees in support to help break India into smaller pieces. And this video is widely circulating all over social media. Gurpreet Singh Pannu is heard stating that the fall of Delhi and Modi ji is very, very inevitable. And he added that Modi's ouster would not be a permanent solution, asserting that the disintegration of India is the only way forward. And so BJP's Nishikant Dubey questioned the source of the funds and where is the money coming from. What's the conspiracy in last 20 days? Who all has Rahul Gandhi ji met during the foreign trip? Who is the real player? This is what Nishikant Dubey has said. So we can join the dot, friends, that Rahul Gandhi has been on several foreign trips. So what was he planning? Was he planning all this with Abhijit Dipke? Abhijit Dipke was based in the US. And what exactly is Abhijit Dipke doing? What was his history? What was his nature of job? Was he a student? What was his source of revenue? All this, he won't answer to the media. This Abhijit Dipke and all people, they ask, why Modi ji does not have a press conference and all those things. So we can also ask, many questions about Abhijit Dipke. So is he going to address a public press conference, right? So you can, from that, you can make out how all these things are, happening. So all these things are happening. So my certain, questions which I would like to ask is, how Abhijit Deepke, what was his incentive for organizing the NEET agitation? So, who is Abhijit Deepke? That is the big question, right? What is his interest, right? He is not going to write the NEET exam. Yeah, why does he have to spend his personal time and money for someone else's cause, right? Who is funding his travel from the USA? Who is funding for the agitation? How come his Instagram following became a few million in a matter of days when it takes a normal person many years of hard work to get so many followers? Question number three, how come his followers are all located in Pakistan, Turkey, Bangladesh, and China, and very few from India? So, why has not one recommendation come forth from CJP as to how to handle exams in the future? How come they are not making recommendation? How come they are not giving advice to the government as to how to handle examinations in the future? Not even one statement. Why has not one real culprit who actually leaked the exam papers been named and shamed by the Cockroach Janata Party? Because during the Congress rule, there were several exam paper leaks. Why they are not questioning, Congress supporting their cause, right? Also, has anyone heard that the Chief Justice of India has actually said who are cockroaches in the speech? So, this is how does Article 370 become relevant in the NEET agitation? How does Jammu statehood become an issue at NEET agitation? How do Hindus become an issue here? How does defamation of Hindu gods and goddesses become relevant? How did Sonam Wangchuk remain healthy with all parameters normal even after 20 days of fasting? Why was Sonam using a steel flask and glass instead of a glass vessel? Why did Sonam seek to be transferred to a private hospital? Wasn't a government hospital good enough for a common man? Why did he seek transfer to Vedanta, which is India's most expensive hospital? Who owns Vedanta? Who is he? So the daily expense in Vedanta is about rupees 1 lakh, and it won't be surprising to find him in a suite there. So who pays all the money? How come one Wangchuk admirer came from Ladakh in his support, a place where he was allegedly given his life for? If he was a prominent scientist, if Mr. Sonam Wangchuk was a prominent scientist, where are his patents? Where are his innovations being used in and in what quantity? Where is the certification and accreditation? Why did CJP march towards the parliament without seeking police permission as per protocol? Why were drones flown over PM residence despite it being a no-fly zone? Why did they march towards PM residence? Who is the CJP to demand resignation of the PM? He has been democratically elected. What does his resignation got to do with the NEET? What are the usual suspects doing at Jantar Mantar? Farooq Abdullah demanding for statehood for Jammu, Kejriwal promising the best lawyer, Akhilesh Yadav, Bollywood gang of anti-nationals as usual. Dimple Yadav probably didn't shower so much sympathy and empathy on her husband Akhilesh. Where were the top three cockroaches missing when the violence started? Convenient time to have burgers, meetings, etc., is it not? Which minority has the ultimate expertise in stone throwing, and that two truckloads of stones were confiscated? Who organized the truckload of stones? Right? It was very, very well planned. And why were truckloads of stones confiscated from the CJP supporters? What were the stones meant for? They were not regular stones, but specially chiseled stones that could be hurled like a boomerang. So these are very, very important information, friends. And you can see how all this is very, very well planned, and it is meant to somehow put pressure on Modi ji, somehow to so many metro stations in Delhi was shut. So the daily life of Delhi people are coming to standstill. Many of them risk losing jobs. So you can see that how they are blackmailing, Amit Shah and Modi, to whatever great extent. Also, so even in the CJP supporters' backpack, they carried a lot of things. Were they stones? So all this, you can see that it is a modus operandi of the American deep state. Now, amidst all of this, friends, that what is quite interesting is that um, Salman Khan, right? Salman Khan has, you know, uh, recently he has supported. So this is a Times Now reporter who was, he was assaulted by the CJP protesters. Welcome, Vishalakshi. These days, I'm seeing the status most friends who are supporting the Sonam Abhijit Deepke leader by keeping the WhatsApp status. Yes, mostly these are following the algorithms. Yes, this is the modus operandi. Many of the youngsters, they want to brainwash by because the social media will push all this, make it viral, and the social media companies are in their side. So, very few mainstream media channels, are reporting the right thing. Even BBC is also, manipulating this whole story. So, also very importantly, Salman was in RSS event too, and now funding these Jantar Mantar clowns, which our laws could punish such people. Yes. So, also, friend, that Salman Khan was voiced his support for students protesting against paper leaks, calling the issue very serious and urging that the movement remain focused on education rather than politics. And he praised students for coming together to demand a better education system and also acknowledged the support extended by their parents. It was such a peaceful moment. Feels so sad it took a violent turn. My heart goes out to students and their families who were hurt. Paper leak is a very serious issue. So Salman Khan is clearly sympathizing with all these so-called gundas and goons, right? Who assaulted journalists, who assaulted RAF personnel, who assaulted Delhi police with so many serious injuries, especially women, right? And the Times Now journalist who was assaulted, he was robbed of his belongings, of his personal phones, each and everything. So, how the hell are people, the youngsters, the Gen Z, should, analyze the post and news, and they should, they should, with their intelligence, they should make out whether these posts are authentic or not. So just see the algorithms of social media as Instagrams and especially influencers on YouTube and Instagram are also making cringe reels. And these leftists are having strong on social media. Yes, that is their weapon. They are weaponizing social media. And this is how, they are trying to, create some sort of anarchy in India, just like what happened in Nepal and Bangladesh. So you can see this young police officer, he was also injured, right? All these youngsters. And you can see the similarity between these two, Abhijit Deepke and Khalid. And see, you can see that how, this has exposed this particular email that, each and every influencer is paid 65,000 rupees for one reel and one posting one story with their agenda of Sonam Wangchuck and the whole student protest. So if you can imagine that if they are giving this to, all these influencers, how much of lakhs of money is being given to Bollywood actors and actresses, and it'll be lakhs and lakhs, if not crores, of money. So where is all this money coming from? It has to come from outside. It has to come from the deep state. The deep state is funding all the food for all these protesters, right? All this money, like we said, is being placed in Zomato and Swiggy. So government has to be very, very careful, and they have to take very fast actions. And now also Modi ji came and he said that that fast track courts will address whatever happens after the paper leak, and he assured that the students will get the government will set up first fast track courts for action against those involved in paper leaks. Nothing is more important than the welfare and future of the youth. This is what Modi ji said. we have decided to set up fast track courts to ensure swift and stringent punishment for those involved in paper leaks. So you can see that Modi ji is very, very, and Amit Shah, they are playing the game very, very silently. They're waiting and watching how far these goons and gundas go, right? And so this is how. And also, very importantly, Punjab farmers. What do the Punjab farmers got to do with India, USA, FTA? Who are they anyway? And Punjab does not represent India's farmers. Now, all these Khalistanis also support the CJP, as we all know. And so this is how they're fooling the Gen Z. They have taken control of the algorithms, like someone mentioned here, and this is how they are trying to brainwash the innocent youngster of India who is not politically aware, right? So he is being, his opinions are being shaped by such elements in his college or elsewhere. So this is how they try to brainwash the whole youngsters, because they know that they are not winning elections, so they have to come up with such a method. The so-called founders of cockroaches are all operating with big money from opposition parties. They don't have any right to mislead the youth. Yes, Vishalakshi. Will the government be able to pass the FCRA bill in the monsoon session? Now, even the church entered the protest. Yeah, let's see how it happens. They need two-third majority, isn't it, for the NDA? So this is how things are being put in play. And friends, please make sure to hit the like and hype button, because they don't like all these video awareness videos to get viral. And it is quite obvious how the social media platforms work. So because we do care about the welfare of the youth and India in particular, like we always been in Candid Meena, right from Bollywood to each and everything we have exposed. So, friends, this is all the news for today. Make sure to hit the like button. Until then, Jai Hind and Jai Shri Ram.